This is definitely the one I used before. Is it Porsche's too? Maybe Ruben will know something about it. Ruben, I found 2 USB keys. Do you know if they're Porsche's?
Mind giving both of them to me? The light gray one is Portia's. She used to mark her things with a yellow dot. Easier to identify, she said. The black one I've never seen before.
Strange. I found the black one plugged into her laptop. Any idea where it might have come from?
The only way to find out is to check what's on it. Follow me to the study. We'll use my laptop to try and access this mysterious USB key.
You guys go ahead. I'll keep an eye on Janet in the meantime.
Thanks. I'll come back and check on Janet once I'm done with it.
Sure, I'll be here.
The USB key is plugged in, but we need a password to access it.
Is there any way we could bypass it?
I have software on my laptop that could help, but it still won't be an easy task. My head is all over the place. I don't know if I'll be able to do this by myself.
If that's your way of asking for help, I'll help.
Thanks, Carla.
I need to change something to reach the lock.
We're in. Great job, Carla. But it looks like most of the files are hidden way below the surface. Although, we did learn that the USB key has automatic infiltration software. I bet it was used to access Portia's laptop.
Why would they need to go through Portia's laptop?
Could it be? God damn it. They probably thought they'd find some files about Project Genetica on it.
What files did she have?
She didn't have any crucial information. She just managed the admin and the budget. Portia died for documents that had nothing in them.
It's not your fault, Ruben. Let's try and find out who did it and bring them to justice.
You're right, Carla. I need to focus. Let's see what else we can ascertain from this key. It looks like the rest of it is heavily encrypted. The culprit must have had connections. You don't get this type of tech at your local corner shop.
Does anyone like that come to mind?
No. But whoever is doing this must have deep pockets.
Well, we need to gather more information. Do you think we can get anything else from the USB?
I can set up an automatic decryption tool, but the rest of the data is hidden really deep. I'm not sure how long it will take, or even if it will recover anything.
In a situation like this, we need to use every lead we've got.
I'll set it up.
Okay, I'll leave you to it. I'll head back to Dr. Cat, see how Janet's doing. Dr. Cat should still be in Portia's suite.
Oh, Carla, you're back. How did it go? Did you find anything on the USB key?
Ruben is still in the study, trying to set up a decryption tool to dig for more information.
But what did they want with Portia's laptop?
They're looking for information about one of Ruben's projects.
Wait, could it be about...
Wait, don't tell me you're in on Project Genetica.
That's what it's called? No, Ruben just asked me to consult on one of his DNA machines. That's one of the reasons I came to the island, but I didn't even get a chance to do it.
Either way, how's Janet holding up?
She's still out, but it doesn't look critical. She should be coming around soon.
Okay, I'll have another look around then, in case I missed something.
Of course. Take your time. Did you find anything, Carla?
I found a cartridge. It might be from Lucas's handgun. I think it's about time I visited the Admiral and got to the bottom of this.
Do you really think he could have killed Portia?
Portia didn't want the Admiral to leave the island. They had a fight about it before. They didn't really get along.
Name one person who did get along with Portia.
You got me there. But that doesn't change the fact that he's the only one with a gun.
Since you're going to speak with Sam, do you at least have a plan for how you're going to approach him?
I'll go to him for advice and tell him what's going on.
Are you sure that's a good idea? It's hard to believe, but What if he's the killer?
My mind's made up. Besides, if I don't come back, you know who did it. Right. Well, I'll go find him. I'll start with his suite. That's where I saw him last.
Miss Page, what brings you here, yet again?
I need your assistance, Admiral. Portia has been shot dead.
What? When did this happen?
Dr. Cat determined the time of her death. It was no more than an hour ago.
Damn that murderer. Seems they won't stop until they get what they're after. Did you find any evidence at the crime scene?
I did. I found a cartridge. Mind lending your expertise to help me identify it more precisely?
Of course. Show me it. Well, I'll be damned. It's a 9mm, just like Lucas's handgun.
Could it be Lucas's handgun that was used? Let me have a look at it.
Miss Page, I really doubt the killer used Lucas's handgun. I have it very well hidden. However, if you don't believe the gun is safe, let's see if you can find it.
As I said, Admiral, it's not hidden well enough.
Well, I'll be damned.
Three. Same as the number of times Portia was shot.
What are you implying?
Why is there a gun with 3 bullets missing in your room?
Maybe Lucas didn't have a full clip.
I don't think that's the case here.
So what? Do you think I actually shot Portia?
If I found the gun, someone else might have too.
Plausible, but you don't need to say it. I know things don't look good for me, but still, I can prove that I've been set up. I was in the backyard most of the evening. trying to gather my thoughts about the snipers. Q was there around that time, too. You can ask him. He'll confirm my alibi.
I'll talk to Q about it. Right now, I can't say one way or the other.
I'm just giving you the facts, Miss Page. It's up to you if you believe me or not.
I don't think I can trust you, but that doesn't mean that you're guilty.
So, what can I do to change that?
At the moment, nothing. I'll investigate further and try to connect all the dots. I'd like for you not to interfere until this is resolved, as you'll only complicate things right now.
Fine, but don't expect me to sit around doing nothing for long.
I just received a text message. All right, I have to go.
Carla, just in time. Janet was about to tell us what happened in Portia's room.
Why did you leave Portia's suite?
We wanted to move Janet away from the body. She was quite in shock when she woke up.
Oh, Carla, you'll probably have questions about Portia. I don't know if I can be of much help, but I can try.
Janet, when...
Yes, she was.
If she was already dead, did you see anyone else in the room?
No, there was only Portia.
Did you meet anyone on the way to Portia's?
There was not a single soul in sight.
All right. Mind telling us what you were doing in Portia's to begin with?
After Jax furiously barged into my room, I found out that Portia told him about the love letter I sent to Ruben. So after I settled it with Jax, I wanted to give her a piece of my mind. But I'm sorry, I can't do this right now.
Carla, that's enough. We can ask her more later if we need. I think we should gather everyone else now and let them know about what happened.
Ruben, we should question the rest of the guests too.
That's a good idea, Carla. Maybe the murderer will slip up and we'll catch him lying.
It's worth a shot. I'll text everyone and ask them to come here.
Carla, do you mind stepping out into the corridor with me? I'd like to speak in private.
Sure. What did you want to talk about?
Did Janet sound honest to you? What do you think?
I'm not sure. It did feel like she left something out.
I agree. It's as if there's something missing from her story. Don't know what, though. By the way, how did it go with the Admiral?
I checked Lucas's handgun in his suite, and bullets were missing from it. And the cartridge I found in Portia's suite matched the bullets in Lucas's gun.
I don't believe he could have killed Portia. He's the most reputable person I've ever met.
I don't know if the Admiral did it, but the gun was in his room, and it was used after I gave it to him. Either way, we should question all of the guests first, before...
I agree. Let's go back to the study. Ruben probably already contacted everyone.
Everyone replied, but Jax. He's ignoring me.
I could go and persuade him to come.
That would be great, Carla. He would probably be in his suite.
Actually, I told him to wait in my room until I came back. I assume he's still there.
Okay, I'll go get him. Jax, I know you're mad at Ruben, but don't ignore his messages. We need everyone to come upstairs.
He was my best friend. But he didn't have the guts to tell me about the letter himself. Even that I had to hear from his damn secretary. I don't want to see him now or ever again.
It must feel awful, but you should know that Ruben is sorry.
Oh, yeah? How sorry is he, though? I don't see him standing here and apologizing. Did he send his errand girl to apologize for him?
No. He will do it himself if he feels an apology is due. But that's not why I'm here. We have bigger problems, and I need you to come upstairs right now.
All right, fine. If it's so important, I'll come. But not before I find a photo strip of my first date with Janet.
Do you mind me asking why you need it?
This whole thing with Ruben was the last straw. I'm breaking up with her. I'd just like to keep a memento.
No need to explain any further. I'll help you look for it. There must be a key nearby. It's missing a piece. Jax, I think I found it.
Show it to me. Yeah, this is the one. Simpler times back then. I wish they could have stayed that way forever. All right, enough of this sentimental crap. Lead the way. Let's see what Ruben has to say.
Follow me. Everyone's gathering in the study.
Q's not here. I'll go find him. You should start without us.
Thanks, Kat. I have some unfortunate news. Portia has been murdered. She was shot.
Oh, chérie. Who's next?
There's something else I'd like to say. We know you're among us. There's no hiding. Once we find you, you'll regret the day you set foot on this island. Now, we will question you, one by one.
Are you kidding me?
Shut up, boy. We're doing this so we don't end up like Portia. I'd like to volunteer to be questioned first.
All right, Sam. We'll question you first. Carla will be leading the interrogation. I assume no one has a problem with that?
Damn right I do. How do you know she isn't the killer?
She and Catherine were both with me at the time of Portia's death. So they are both off the list of suspects. Carla, if you're ready, we can start the questioning in my room.
Let's begin then. I'd like to get you up to speed first, Reuben. A gun was discovered in the Admiral's suite that has...
Do you have the gun with you? How is the gun linked to Portia's murder?
Lucas's handgun caliber is the same as the bullet casing we found at the crime scene.
Not only that, but I don't believe there is another gun like that on the island. What about fingerprints? Did you try getting them off?
It's pointless. I guarantee you that it would have my fingerprints as well. Carla's too. No chance they wouldn't think about it.
Carla, do you have any more questions for Sam?
Why not keep the gun on your person instead of hiding it?
I've been around firearms for a long time, Miss Page. I know how much trouble one can bring. I decided it would be better and safer to keep it further away from civilians.
Okay, I think I've got a grasp on the situation. Is there anything else?
There is. I found a knife that belongs to the Admiral when we were back on the beach.
But why didn't you tell us that straight away?
I wanted to make sure it was his first, before making any accusation.
Show me that knife. How do you know it was his?
The knife has his initials on it.
S.W. Samuel Wilkinson? I don't think there's anyone else with these on the island.
It's mine, but it's been missing since someone bashed in my head in my suite.
Why are we only hearing about this now?
I didn't notice that it was gone straight away, but once I did, I didn't see a point in telling anyone since we had bigger things to worry about. You can pin the knife and gun on me, but you obviously didn't speak with Q yet. The boys saw me in the backyard around the time Portia was murdered.
I didn't get a chance to speak with Q yet.
Catherine is looking for Q as we speak. Once they come back, we will question him too.
Who knows when that will be? You probably haven't checked the cameras either. That should be more than enough to confirm my alibi.
We can do that right now. Carla, let's head down and check the security footage. Sam,
I'll be here.
after you, Carla. All the monitors are off. That's strange. Maybe something shorted? I'll check the cables. Carla, can you check the panel switches by the side?
Sure. This must be the panel with the switches.
I've done it! The power's back on.
Reuben, it's on.
Amazing. Where should we have a look first?
Do you have cameras installed upstairs?
No, not in the private areas. But there is one in the foyer.
Let's have a look at that one first. A bit before Portia died.
That's it. What the hell? No, no, no! God damn it!
Ruben, what just happened?
The whole camera system shut off. I don't know if this was set up to shut off or a malfunction due to the power cut, but I don't think we'll be able to use the cameras again.
Sheesh. We didn't manage to check if the Admiral was lying or not.
No, we didn't. But we did see Margot in the foyer. She was close to the murder scene.
Not only that, but the timing of her being there is not far off from when Portia died. It'll definitely come up when I question her.
All right, let's head upstairs. The Admiral still has some explaining to do.
Poor Portia.
How many of us will die before the murderer is satisfied?
I just want all of this to be over.
Ice Queen or not, she didn't deserve to die.
So, how did it go? Did you look at the footage?
No, the camera system broke. We can't use it anymore.
God damn it. It was proof that I was around the backyard. Someone sabotaged it.
I think it was a malfunction, but it doesn't change the fact that we can't look at your footage.
Fine. Then there's no option left but to ask Q directly.
Do you mind staying in the study until Dr. Cat brings him in for questioning?
It's not like I have a choice.
In the meantime, we should question the rest of the guests.
Who should I question next? All right, Margot, we'll talk to you now.
Of course, chérie. Are we going to Ruben's room?
Yes, I'd like you to follow me.
So, what would you like to know?
What were you doing this evening?
I was chatting with Mrs. B in the club room up till recently. She's such a lovely companion for a chat.
Did you notice anything odd during the evening?
I did see Jax storming through the dining hall in a fit of rage. Couldn't tell you the time, though.
Did you see where he was going?
I just saw him storming through, but I can't say where he was heading.
All right then. Another thing. Did any of you leave the room?
Oh, yes. I left Mrs. B for a moment. I spilled a drink on my top, so I had to go and change.
I know it's a bit of a strange request, but would you mind...
Not at all. It's back in my room.
Thanks. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Don't worry, chérie. I'll be here. Just don't bash me for the mess you'll find inside.
Margot's suite is next to yours in the pool patio. It was a yellow top, right?
Yes. Let's look around. It's gotta be in here.
Carla, did you find it?
Yeah, I think that's it. It does look like a wine stain to me.
Let me see. You're right. It's just an ordinary stain. Still, Margot was close to Portia's suite around the time of the murder.
Just in case, we'll keep an eye on her.
We should keep a close eye on everyone.
Let's head back to Margot. I still have one question left for her.
Right. After you.
Your story checked out, Margot. But I still have a question left. Who do you think could have killed Portia?
If I have to be honest, Jax has a short fuse. I wouldn't be surprised if he flew into a rage or something and took it out on Portia.
Perhaps. But he usually does it with his fists. And no matter how hot-headed he is sometimes, I doubt he would raise a hand against a woman.
You never know, Ruben. Even if he is your best friend. Margot, do you mind if I take a photo of you?
Well, I guess the article you came here for is turning into a very grim thriller book. Sure, chérie, go ahead. The book would only benefit from additional visual material.
Thank you, Margot. I have no more questions for you. You're free to leave.
No problem, chérie.
Who should we question next?
Let's see who else we have. Jax, it's your turn.
Yeah. So, what would you like to know?
When was the last time you talked to Portia?
Oh, isn't Carla the lead here, Ruben?
Just answer the question.
Fine. Just before Ruben had a convo with my fist. What about it?
Could you swallow your pride for a minute, Jax? No one wants to be here. But if you cooperate, this will be over quicker.
I did say fine. Just ask your damn questions.
Mind sharing what you and Portia talked about?
She told me about the goddamn letter Janet sent Ruben. By the way, a real friend you are, Ruben.
It's not what you think.
What else you want to know?
What did you do after talking with Portia?
Went to punch Mr. Best Friend over here. Then I went to Janet's suite to see what she had to say about all of this.
Almost done here. Who do you think killed Portia?
I don't know who did it or why, but I can tell when someone has a mask on. A trait of an actor, I guess. I can tell that Margot has secrets. She acts nice, but I feel like she's hiding something.
One last thing and you're free to go. I need to take a photo of you.
What for?
Just let her take the photo and go, Jax.
Fine.
Okay, thank you. That will be all.
Finally.
Ruben, Carla, I found Q, and he's already up to date with what happened.
That's great. Then let's not waste time and go to Ruben's suite.
I'm very sorry to hear about Portia. She wasn't the kindest, but no one deserves to go like that. So please, ask me anything and I'll answer.
Where were you this evening?
I was back in the greenhouse, doing chores.
The Admiral said he was there too.
The Admiral? That's odd. I didn't see him the whole night.
Are you sure? The Admiral told me he was there roaming around. He said he spoke to you too.
No, señorita, I didn't see him.
Okay. Well, can you all stay here? I need to ask the Admiral something.
Go, we'll be here.
Ask me anything.
Admiral, would you mind stepping into the corridor with me for a minute?
Of course, Miss Payne.
Q said he didn't see you around the greenhouse this evening.
What? The boy is obviously lying. I was there. I even talked to him. He complained that he broke a wrench while fixing the pipe, too.
This is confusing. Don't know who to believe. Do you know where the broken wrench is?
I think it was somewhere on the table in the greenhouse.
I'll go and find the wrench, and we will figure out who the liar is. In the meantime, could you join them in Ruben's room?
Gladly.
If the Admiral was telling the truth, the broken wrench will be somewhere here.
I need to break the pot.
Well, the Admiral was right about the wrench. I wonder what Q will have to say about it. Sorry for the holdup. Had to check something before I returned. Q, can you have a look at this wrench and tell me what happened to it?
Si, señorita. I have nothing to hide. I used this wrench while fixing the pipe and broke it.
Aha! Caught you now, you lying bastard!
Q, mind explaining? The Admiral knew about the wrench breaking because you told him. He was actually there, wasn't he?
Si, señorita. I lied. He was walking around in the backyard for a while.
Why on earth would you lie in a situation like this, Q?
That man took my honor. Blamed me for the bad things I didn't do. Back where I'm from, that's unforgivable. I have no respect for men like him.
Leave all your differences aside and let's continue with only the truth. Can you both do that?
Si, Carla.
That's what I've been doing since we started. No need to ask me twice.
When was the last time you saw each other?
After my stroll in the backyard and a small chat with Q, I returned to my suite. It was just before you came to my room asking about the bullet casing you found at the crime scene.
After the Admiral left, I headed toward the jungle to check on some plants. When I came back, I found Senora Bennett looking for me around the greenhouse. After that, we came here straight away.
For what it's worth, I don't believe that Sam or Q killed Portia.
But someone still had to take Lucas's handgun.
Let's question the last person before we make any conclusions.
Agreed. Sam, Q, you both can go now.
1 second. I'd like to take a photo of them for documentation purposes, if they don't mind.
Of course, señorita.
My conscience is clear. Do what you need to do.
Thank you. We'll talk to you later, Admiral. Mrs. B, could you come with me?
Of course, dear. I'm right behind you.
Georgiana, how are you holding up?
Oh dear. I don't know how much I can take. It's no secret that I didn't like Portia. But now that she's gone, it's not right, I'd say. I guess the first thing you want to know is where I was at the time of the incident, right? I was spending the evening with Margot in the club room.
What did you and Margot speak about?
Oh, the good old days. I was surprised to find out that Margot is almost 50 years old. She doesn't look a day older than 35.
Did either of you leave the room?
I think Margot went out to change. She spilled a drink on herself, but I don't think she was gone for that long. Didn't feel like it anyway.
One more thing. Who do you think could have killed Portia?
Oh dear. I know that Janet had something against Portia, and I'm not talking about her feelings for you, Ruth.
What? How do you know about that?
Dear, I don't know much about your work, but your personal life is another case.
Why would Janet have a grudge against Portia?
Well, I know that Portia has some dirt on Janet. Don't know what it is, but at last year's party, I heard them arguing about it.
Why didn't you ever tell me about it?
I don't think that would have changed anything, Reuben.
Mrs. Bird, before you go, do you mind if I take a picture of you?
Oh, not at all, Carla. Anything to help the investigation.
Thanks, Mrs. B. We won't keep you any longer.
Kat, Carla, please join me in the study. I'd like to discuss the currents.
Sure.
I'd like to go over the details of what we've learned so far. The details of what we've learned so far.
It seems that Q and Sam spent most of the evening together in the backyard. So either they're both implicated, or neither of them had anything to do with Portia's death.
I'd say the latter is more likely. I can't see a reason for either of them to kill Portia.
Well, speaking of motives, You have the love triangle between Ruben, Portia, and Janet, who apparently pulled Jax into it. But it's not really clear to me why one of them would kill Portia.
From what I've seen, Jax gets fits of rage. He doesn't control them very well either.
But what grounds could he possibly have had for killing her?
It's quite obvious that Jax hated Portia, and people like him can sometimes do irrational things during an outburst.
I agree. I've read that people can get rage blackouts and not remember what they've done.
What about Margot and Miss Bird?
The cameras picked Margot up near the murder scene, right before the murder.
Yes, but we confirmed she wasn't lying. She did spill a drink on her top.
That's right. Margot went to change her clothes, but we don't know what she did after that.
Perhaps. But that applies to all the suspects, to one degree or another.
I think we're still missing the evidence we need to determine the killer.
The key to it is probably the USB drive we found in Portia's laptop. I believe that whoever killed Portia was trying to obtain information on Ruben's project.
Unfortunately, it will take time before we can access any data on that USB drive. For now, all we can do is try to narrow down the list of suspects.
Sounds great, but how?
I think that's a question for tomorrow. We should all get some rest now.
Couldn't agree with you more, Ruben. If you'll excuse me, I'll be off back to my suite.
Good night, Dr. Cat.
Good night, Carla.
Carla, could you keep me company for a bit longer? I'd like to say my last goodbyes to Portia.
Of course. I'm here for you.
It's so hard to see her like this. She did not deserve it.
No one does, Ruben. Maybe we should cover her up before you say your last goodbye.
If you could, Carla. There should be some clean sheets somewhere in this room. Thank you, Carla. Portia was a good woman. Fierce and loyal. And her loyalty got her killed. It's all my fault.
Don't beat yourself up, Ruben. It's not your fault. No one could have seen this coming.
I should have. But there's nothing I can do about it now. It's been a long night. You should go get some rest. I'll stay here a bit longer. I'll lock up afterward. I don't want anyone to disturb her. Good night, Carla.
Night, Ruben. Someone's knocking on the door. There's no one here. But wait. What's that on the door? Is that an envelope? I need to remove the tape. I'd better be reading it inside, away from the rain. Much better. I can open the envelope at the table. Shoot! I need to put them back in place. This piece is already in the correct 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 place. Oh no! Someone has been poisoned again! I need to let Ruben know. There's a whole tropical... I should text... I should text Ruben first. Ruben, someone has been poisoned. We need to act quickly.
What? Who has been poisoned?
I don't know. I found the letter taped to my door. It says that 2 people have been poisoned and an antidote is hidden in the sand.
Show me the letter. If it's true, my best bet would be that the antidote is hidden somewhere on the beach. But have you considered the possibility that someone might be trying to distract you from the investigation?
I really don't think it's worth risking people's lives over that.
No, of course not. I just think we need to consider all possible scenarios before we jump into this.
There's only one road I can see us taking right now. It's the road to the beach. We need to find that antidote before anyone else dies.
If you really believe this is the best thing we can do, let's go. I'm right behind you. What exactly are you looking for?
We should keep our eyes peeled for a glass vial, probably with some sort of liquid inside. Ruben, I found it. There's another note typed.
What does it say?
The first half of the antidote is here. The other half is in the ruins. There will only be enough antidote for 1. They don't have much time. Jax and Margot have been poisoned.
Carla, the note said there's only enough antidote for 1. It won't save them both. Should we tell them?
We could, but it would cause a panic, and we don't want that right now.
Yes, but we'll have to do it at some point.
We will, once we find the second vial.
Let's think about this rationally. We don't even know what's in these vials.
You're right. It might be poison, but how can we know?
We can analyze it first. I'll go get the analyzer, then come and find you.
Great. I'll try to find the second vial in the meantime. The second vial should be in the ruins. I guess I should combine the contents of the vials now. I need to... Ruben said we should analyze it first, but he's not here.
Kara, I was just on the way to see you. I found the analyzer. Have you found the other vial?
Yes, and I already combined the contents.
Great. Pass the solution over. I'll analyze it. It will only take a second. We're in luck, though. I saw Jax and Margot having breakfast in the dining hall.
Just the two of them? That's an odd pair to be together.
No, there were other people there, too. Ah, it's done. There are no toxins, and the solution is neutral. It should be safe to administer. You can have the solution back. Let's not waste another second and head for the dining hall.
All right, let's go.
What do you want, Ruben?
Jax, calm down. There's something we need to talk about. Where's everyone else?
They left already. What's going on here, Ruben?
We received a letter about a couple of people being poisoned. I'll come straight out with it. It's Jax and Margot.
What? This is no time for jokes, Ruben.
You can say that again. I feel absolutely fine.
That's probably because the poison hasn't taken effect yet.
We have an antidote for it, but only enough for one of you.
You're obviously giving the antidote to me, right?
I don't know.
Be serious, Carla. Margot doesn't deserve it. She ain't good people. She's involved in scandals all over the place. She's a wicked woman. Don't trust her.
Jax, I think you should speak for yourself.
There's nothing to say. I'm in the public spotlight all the time. Everyone knows everything there is to know about me.
Over the past couple of years, your spotlight has clearly been dimming away. You've had more than enough time to work in the shadows.
What in tarnation are you talking about?
I know about your latest business associates. I'm not the type people can keep secrets from.
You keep your damn mouth shut.
Or what? You're going to hate me? Oops, I probably should be more careful when talking to a mafioso.
Jax, what does she mean by mafioso?
I don't know what she's talking about. I ain't involved with the mafia.
Keep your lies to yourself. I know they've been shunting money in your direction.
It's time to tell the truth, Jax.
If Jax doesn't say it himself, I'll do it for him.
Shut the hell up, will ya? I'll do it myself. Look, I needed money, a lot of it, so I got in bed with the Texas Mafia. It was a simple deal. I launder their money, keeping some of it for myself.
Really? How does an actor like you launder money?
It's easier than you'd think. You take money from private accounts and invest it in a few movie projects or studios. You just gotta know where to invest. That's where I come in.
Jax, do you understand where that money came from? Why didn't you come to me instead?
I thought I didn't need you. I thought I could earn the money myself. But they started asking for the payback quicker, and I couldn't deliver it. The only way out is to pay them off.
God damn it, Jax. Why are you so thick-headed?
Back off, Ruben. At least I don't stab my friends in the back. But maybe if you give me the antidote, I'll forgive you.
Chérie, the mafia he works for is involved in drug trafficking, extortion, and who knows what else.
So what? Margot's corporation has affected millions of people. She's given misleading information to the public more times than I can count.
Trainer, let's be honest here. Everyone knows you couldn't count if your life depended on it. Carla, don't listen to that wannabe movie star. I've done a lot more good than him. I deserve to live.
It shouldn't be about who's done more good or bad in the world. All life is equal.
Damn straight it is. Do you hear that, you snake? You won't wriggle your way out of this one.
Carla, we need to make a decision. This can't go on any longer. If it was me, I'd give it to Jax. But it shouldn't be just me who decides. Who are we going to give the antidote to?
Jax, I'd like you to have the antidote.
Mon Dieu! You chose him over me!
That's... What could I have done?
You could have chosen me, chérie.
But she didn't.
I'm not about to die here. What have you done?
What have I done? You're the one who tried to grab the antidote off me. Now we're both dead.
I'm a fighter. I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't take what I want. I'm not going anywhere, Jax.
Don't despair just yet. We could still go conduct a blood test, identify the poison, and try to reverse it.
Why? Can't we just use the miraculous?
No, we can't. I got lucky with it, but it's way too dangerous to use without proper testing. We still don't know what side effects I might get from it. I'll only use it as a last resort. People, everything will be fine if you follow my command. Margot, Jax, you'll come with me. Admiral, I'll need your help in the workshop too. Carla, I'd like for you to try to figure out where the letter came from.
Will do. There's not much to go on, though. Just those letters that seem to have been cut out of a newspaper.
Let's try and find that paper. You should ask Mrs. Bird about it. She's responsible for them. She's probably cleaning up in the kitchen after breakfast.
All right, I'll ask her. Mrs. B, where do you keep all the newspapers?
Sorry, dear, but I disposed of the old issues before everyone arrived on the island. Old news is no news, Reuben says. But we did keep one with Dr. Cat in the headline.
Really? Do you know where it is?
Last time I saw it, Ms. Lim was reading it in the parlor.
Thanks. That's a great help. I'll check there first. The coffee table will be perfect for examining the newspaper on. A vocal booth? I wonder if Ruben has perfect pitch. It's missing a page, and Janet was last seen with the newspaper. But the blood test results are probably ready. I should go and check in on them in the workshop.
Carla, good timing. We just received the results, and it's great news. They don't have a trace of poison in their bodies.
That's amazing news. What a weight off my shoulders.
It looks like whoever did this was messing with us. No one.
Tell that to my poor heart, Ruben.
Jax, we'll have to sit down and have a chat soon. But there's something I need to discuss with Carla first. Carla, we should go somewhere more private.
We can talk in the basement hall. What would you like to talk about?
The letter. I just don't get it. Neither Jack, did the culprit deliberately not poison the guests, or was there another purpose for it?
I'm sure that someone just wanted to divert our attention away from the case.
If that's true, I think they succeeded. What about the newspaper? Did you find it?
I have it here.
Mind if I have a look at it? Yeah, the font type is the same as in the letter. But how can you be sure it's this newspaper?
Well, one of the pages is gone. I'm sure someone took it and made the letter from it.
Don't we have more newspapers? It's not exactly valid proof yet.
Mrs. B said she threw out all the others. Old news is no news. Does it?
Right. That does sound like something I'd say.
Mrs. Bird told me the last person she saw with the newspaper was Janet.
It's hard for me to believe that Janet would have left the letter.
I think she could have. She's still a suspect like everyone else. Not to mention that we don't know what dirt Portia had on her.
I can't deny that. I assume you already have a plan in mind?
I want to sneak in and snoop around in her room.
I knew you'd say that.
And I'd like you to find Janet and occupy her while I do so.
I don't know. This isn't right. It feels like I'd be lying and manipulating Janet.
Ruben, won't you feel better knowing the truth too?
I will. But I still hate doing this to her.
It's for the greater good.
I wouldn't call it that. But all right, I'll do it. I'll send her a text to meet up. Good, she replied. I'll go and meet her right now. She's already left her room. You go ahead, and I'll try to stall her as much as I can.
All right, I'll leave the rest to you. Thanks. Time to get to work. Something's blocking the drawer. It's Janet's invitation to the island. I guess she kept it. A bunch of books. Not related to Janet. A bunch of books. It's a mirror. A simple chair. Not much to say about it. It's a beautiful couch. Not the time for a break. A tree inside a room? A bunch of books. A tree inside. It's Jan. Just a towel. Nothing under it either. Nothing interesting here. It's Janet's invitation to the island. Is that Janet's diary? Maybe there's a key for it somewhere in the room. I need the key. Where could it be?